Hi all, right back with more of the other side of the hill. This is up to part 60 now, but we are closing in on, I think, the finish of this game. Um, we are 1944 in the summer, the second operations phase, just about to start of the summer of 1944. Um, I'm going to try my best to just try and wind this. I probably won't. I'll probably just carry on doing it the way I'm doing things. So I'm going to try and wind this game up. Not because I'm getting tired of it or anything. I feel like we're obviously closing in on the end, and then I just probably want to start thinking of setting something else up as well. I don't know what. I'm not really that sure just yet, but I've got about a week of my holiday still left. So it would be nice to maybe wrap this up in the next 2 or 3 days. I mean, I could push on a little quicker, you know. Like to end this year out, there's not many generals left. We've only got this and then the fall to come, but I do want to try and do my best to see if we can achieve something. It looks like we're failing, but we've got one disc in the Collapse of Germany box. We've lost southern France. They landed in northern France and Belgium, Holland, and we also had to retreat back to Munich in northern Italy. All these things, and I did point out a couple of mistakes that I'd noticed recently. First one, not being such a big deal, and I misread an icon on the combat card and took it as a satellite reduction instead of a strategic event. However, the second mistake that I noticed, and the next again part 54 I think it was I sort of cheated and gave myself an extra Luftwaffe replacement, accidentally, but yeah. Okay, let's push on then. There's nothing more to talk about. I have just released part 54, so I'm way ahead of things. And again, that's why when the mistakes happen, when you go ahead like this, you can't really fix them. They're sort of unfixable without completely rewinding the game, which I don't want to do that. I'd like to do it all properly, but sometimes these things slip by and okay. Strategic warfare. That's where we're at. Right, our strategic warfare has got knocked down to 2, it seems. Yeah, I kind of thought, we must have lost a point in the last one. Yeah, because you're going through 2 operations phases, so it's 2 strategic warfares without getting that. Well, to be honest, our replacements are at 0 anyway, so we wouldn't have been moving it up. So this could be bad as well. So, let's get going then. So we're rolling 2 dice, one of which is grey and a white. And then for the western dice, we're going to draw a combat card. And see 1944, how many dice? It's going to be 4. That's a pretty bad card then, eh? Card 17, yeah. Yeah, I was hoping for a 3 there, really, but it is 4, so they're getting 4 dice. So this could be painful. We've already had to drop that to 4 again. How did that come about again? Another event, probably. Yeah, we're doing. Okay. Yeah, it's tough enough actually dealing with the combats without these events coming along and doing these things. But yeah, I know this is what happened. It does represent things that happened. I mean, Germany they lost the war, so. But yeah, the game still plays that out. The game doesn't end with a German victory in the war. The victory conditions are based on lasting a bit longer than they did, I think, isn't it? Holding off the collapse till the end of 1945. Better than what the actual outcome was. Right, anyway, Grant. Right, hang on. Right, so 4 dice for them, and we've got a white and a grey. Here we go. Oh, see a tank. I tell you, wow. Well, we were very unlikely to win it. But we've got a tank and an event there. They're not hits. That's not a hit. They 2 are hits, so it's 2-1. So they're winning it. That's a wee bit unfortunate. You can't really say it was a wee bit unfortunate when you roll these 2. But if this had turned into a hit, we would have got no effect, wouldn't we? Okay, so 1 hat difference. I can't take it here. No, I just can't. That's -2 replacements, so I have to take it on the strategic warfare. So it's now down to 1. Let me just check here. Strategic warfare. Yeah, so the hit difference between the strategic warfare and the air naval control tracks and the Germany box. Yeah, so it was either there or there, yeah. So I'll take it on there. It was just a difference of 1, so could have been a little worse, that, right? For sure, right enough. So, okay. Maybe it was a reasonably good result. Okay, strategic warfare done. On to movement. Right, well, this could be important. I mean, I know I don't really want to move things about, but... Right, I don't think we need to worry so much here. I'm accepting that we're going to get knocked out of Paris. Now, I think I decided that it was fine for me to retreat from Paris to Antwerp and then into the Ruhr if we had to. I don't think the Calais spot counts, or I'm hoping that's right. You know me, can you retreat into a disputed area? Yeah, you can. I know you can. And I would assume that my first retreat is going to be from Paris to Antwerp. Let's see retreats. Move the Axis control dust to the next war number sector. If the Axis control dust was in the highest numbered sector, no, it's not. If the Axis control dust was in the 1 sector area, remove it from the map, replace the disputed marker in the alignment box with an alignment marker. Then do the following steps. Move all the armies in the area adjacent area or areas controlled by the Axis or with a disputed marker. Remove the marker of the head of army group from the area. If further retreats must be applied after following the previous steps, they're applied in an adjacent area controlled by the Axis faction. Oh dear. Right, this is... I'm not getting all this right then. Let us assume, right? I think I'm going to have to go and ask this question. Let's assume that we have a combat, a Soviet offensive, a Western offensive combat in northern France, right? And let's just assume that the deficit is 3 hits to the Axis, to the Allies, sorry. They've got 3 hits on us, right? Now, I can take a reduction in the Allied army, and that satisfies 1 hit. I can retreat out of Paris into Belgium, Holland, that satisfies the 2nd hit. What happened? I suppose my thinking was the 3rd hit is the retreat further from Antwerp to Ruhr. But it says there, well, let's hold on. Here was me wanting to just zoom on and get through and get this game finished. We're stuck here in the movement phase, and I'm not even... This has got probably nothing to do with... Well, it might have, because I might want to try and put armies in there. How I'm going to do that, I don't know, but anyway. So just on page 29, retreat, right? We kind of know what happens, and then it talks about if the Axis controlled us was in the 1 sector in the area. Well, this would be the case. Let's assume we've got 3 hits, and we're sitting in Paris right now. Obviously, southern France is no... We can't go to southern France because the Allies now control that. So it says, if it was in the 1 area, remove it from the map, replace the disputed marker in the alignment box with an alignment marker of the faction indicated by the control disk in the area. Yeah, that then becomes northern, western controlled. That marker moves to there. I think the landing marker stays there, but it's irrelevant. And then the head of operations must follow these steps to withdraw any armies in the area. Move all the armies in the area to an adjacent area or areas controlled by the Axis, or with a disputed marker without exceeding the stack limits. So in actual fact, for the first of our 3 hits, if I wanted to, I could retreat into Antwerp, and that would go with me, but I've then still got to satisfy 2 hits. So, yeah. And we've found out for sure that when you retreat, when they take a Festung sector, you ignore any more hits after that. But that's only time. Moving from area to area by doing retreats, you've got to. Now you can only retreat three spaces. And yeah, I realised this recently that, let's just say we had 5 hits to take, and I retreat 3, and I've only got 1 army I can remove, so there's 1 hit left over. Well, nothing happened, that gets wiped out as well. But this is a different scenario. This is 3 hits, I'm saying, and I know I can retreat into Belgium, Holland, and I know I can reduce that, but how do I deal with the 3rd hit? So reading on, move all the armies in the area to an adjacent area or areas controlled by the Axis or with a disputed marker. Well, I'm going to remove that. So I've not got any armies to retreat. Remove the marker of the head of the army group from the area. Maybe place in another area if allowed by the rules. This is where you would move your AG head. If there was a space in here, you'd move it from there to there. We've not got an AG head, so that doesn't matter. And if there's no area available, we put the AG head back available, right? Right, step 3 is eliminate any armies that could not be withdrawn from the area because there was no available adjacent area or the withdrawal would violate stacking limits. Well, it's saying that this being a disputed area is still a legal area for this army to retreat to. But again, I'm not going to have any armies with the situation I'm talking. So it then brings us to step 4. And it says, if further retreats must be applied after following the previous steps, they are applied in an adjacent area controlled by the Axis faction. Well, we don't control this area. It's disputed. If more than one area is eligible, you select the one closest to a Festung sector. If more than one area is still eligible, you choose one randomly. So I'm wondering if maybe that's wrongly written. I'm going to have to find out about that, so I'm as well finding out now, because it's highly possible this situation is going to arise. So I think I need to go and ask this question. I don't know. I don't know how else you deal with it. Like, yeah, I'm going to have to go and find out. So give me a minute or so. Right, well, I've went away and asked this question. Hopefully I've worded it in a way that is understandable. It was a little bit tricky to sort of ask it without. And I've got the rulebook for this is I've got a PDF of it, but it's one of the ones where you can't copy and paste from it. I think it's done in a way that you can't copy from it. I don't know how, the technology that I don't understand it. So it's a bit annoying, or I would copy and paste sections into my question, which is usually what I do. But with this rulebook, for some reason, I don't have an online copy of it that I can cut parts out and paste them. But anyway, okay, so hopefully I've asked the question. Maybe I'm missing something simple here. I don't know. It does allow you to move all your armies in an adjacent area that is disputed. But then it talks about further retreats need to be done in an area that is controlled by the Axis. So could it be that that's maybe just worded slightly wrong, and we would still be able to make our retreats from this area once we've retreated through? Maybe, but then maybe not. I don't know. I mean, the army can retreat into there, because it clearly says that in step 1. But it seems to suggest that we can't carry out more retreats in there because it's disputed. Could just be a wording mistake, so hopefully we'll get the answer to that when we need to. Right, we're in movement, Grant, and well, I suppose what I was starting to say there is Paris I don't care so much about. Obviously this is a Festung, we've lost this one. This is a Festung and this is a Festung. We're not going to be attacked in here Yeah, we are going to have a combat check here and a combat check here. Don't mind that one so much if we can retreat back into there. If that works, like I say, might need to find out the answer to that one. However, this is an area we'd like to support a bit better. Obviously, Northern Italy is important. It's looking okay there now. It's got 3 armies. It's got the satellite one. Turkey is another sort of important one. Yeah, but I mean, whether it might be better. Well, yeah, just look at the areas first, Grant, and then work out. I probably should have just looked at movement first, because I don't think I can do much in the way of movement anyway. On the Eastern Front, we've only got 2 armies here, 2 armies here, 2 armies here, and they broke through into here, remember, and we're defending in plains, and only 1 army in Hungary now. So, it's kind of horrible. I mean, I want to say, could we take an army out? And remember, we're not getting replacements before the next offensives. We're getting offensives next. Could we spare an army from Turkey? Or, well, maybe not. The question is could. Should we? Should we spare an army from here to Belgium, Holland? And for that matter, it would be quite nice, I think, to try and get 2 armies in there, German armies, so that we then maybe could put somebody, you know what, we've got limited generals left, the OB up there needs filled, that's got to be the next step. We've got 4s and 2s. No, we've got a 4 and some 2s. The 3 2s actually defend in any area and can be used in the Soviet and the Western Front. So, although I'm not going to be able to add a leading general if I play one of the 2s as an AG head, you know, if I created an AG head here and I put one of these guys in, look at this guy. There's 3 of them. They're 2s. And now hang on. I can't put the 2 in while I've got a 4 there though, Grant, can I? So, yeah, but what I would probably do is put him up in the OB, and then we've got 3 2s left. So I think I could do it. So he has control and put me change 1 white or grey result for 1 guns. So it's up on it. I mean, if I manage to get 2 white armies in there, instead of, I mean, I could move the satellite army out, but... and then, well, he's okay. He has control of Puemiriro 1 white die, and that's combat roll. New result must be applied, so he's alright as well. And that one, control of Puemiriro 1 die with an event, and that's his combat roll. New result must be applied. Maybe not as good. He might be the better one, actually. If we've got 2 regular, 2 reduced armies, if I do get 2 reduced armies, he might be the better one. So, I mean, yeah, Northern France is important. Belgium, Holland is important. Well, the other factor is, if we were able to retreat in there and retreat the satellite army, that would be another army in there. Well, no harm in having. Can we get 2 reduced armies in there? 1 could come from Turkey, and I suppose 1 could come from Northern Italy. So we're defending in rough there. Now hold on though. Then we don't have an AG head here. And not only that, there's a vacancy there as well. That's going to be filled with somebody too. That would go away as well. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. I don't have any. I have very few armies. And then I could move this into here, but then when the offensive goes in there, we're going to get 3 retreats. And I'm not actually sure how to retreat that, because that's when I went away and asked the question. Could it just be that we remove this, we lose this area, and that's it? If that was the case, I'd be tempted to actually just move that out. But I sort of feel like we should be penalised a bit more, but it might be that's because the only other areas of disputed area we can't retreat anymore. It could be. So yeah, I suppose I do need to know the answer to that. Right, hang on here. Hang on. We've got an army in Poland there that could have a satellite army, Grant. I should have probably thought about this before. Yeah, well, we've got this extra satellite army, and I possibly should have thought about this before. I don't know how long we've had it. So, could I grab... Can I switch they two? Yeah, you can, actually. If I just switch, and then I do... then I do strategic movement. Well, remember, we've got 4 with that. 4's alright. That allows you to move 2 armies, basically, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I was thinking, this isn't partisan, Grant. You can move this away, but this is going to get attacked. So that's not good as well. I mean, okay, I'm going to take my chances with that 1 army. It's like, I'm just going to have to take the chance. There's 2 here defending in river, 2 here defending in river. This is 2 defending in rough. Oh no, sorry, we're in plains. So I kind of want the 2 there as well. This is 1 defending in rough, 2 defending rough, but I'm thinking about moving that. It means you're not going to get an AG head there though. Okay, so operational movement in the Eastern Front, right? No, I can't do that. Oh, no, that's not. That doesn't work, Grant. Shoot. Hang on, can I put strategic armies over to the east? I can't I? I need to find my movement rules. So, page 16, strategic movement limitations. Satellite armies may only use strategic movement to move to areas in the Eastern Front. Right, okay. I don't think I'm going to have the movement now, though. I've got 1 air naval control. My air naval controls are all at 1. And I've got 4 strategic movement points. But to do what I'm... Because I can't move... Yeah, that's strategic as well, though, isn't it? Oh, I can't do it then. I can't. I don't think I can do this at all, can I? Well, hold on. I think I've found a way I can do it. Because I can't move this out of here until I put something in. Because we occupy this and it's partisan. I think I've found a way we can do it. If I go Southern Front movement first, operational movement first, and use the 1 point to move this into the adjacent Eastern Front. Okay. Then I move on to my Eastern Front operational movement and move the other satellite army. I think technically I can move this one. That was the thing that came up back in early on in the game. But however, I just move this other one into there. And then strategic movement, I would then move that into there for 1, that into there for 2, and then both of them into... Yeah, that works, I think. Do you want to have... problem having an AG head, a 2 as an AG head isn't really Wouldn't it be better just having one army and not having an AG head and then just bringing one of these twos along? No, I don't know. I don't know what's... Oh, Grant, let's just do it. You want to get moving with the game. Come on. Right. Operational movement in the Eastern Front, I have 1 point. I'm going to move that adjacent into there. And then operational movement on the East... sorry, that was the Southern Front. Operational movement on the Eastern Front, I'm going to move that from there to there. Then strategic movement, I'm going to move that from there to there for 1. Remember, we've got 4. Yeah, I mean, the Belgium-Holland's more important than Turkey. Yeah, so, and then I'm going to move that strategically into there for 2. That's going to remove that vacancy because there's only one German army there now. And then I'm going to move the other 2 strategic movement points. I'm going to move them both into Belgium-Holland. And that then creates a vacancy here because there's 2 German armies. Okay, and then yeah, no, I can't get my German air naval control up either. I needed to win the strategic warfare, didn't I? If I'd won it, that would have been up to 2, and then I would have been able to knock it down. I can't move any tracks down, so there's no movement I can make. And I'm not allowed to put that down to move the other ones up, so... Right. Well, that's movement done then. Right, and command then. Right, so command... I think we've got everything. We've got a vacancy here. We've got some questioning to do. We've got a vacancy in the OB West. And, well, we don't have a vacancy there anymore. Yeah, that's everything else is fine. However, we've got a few questions to be asked. Yeah, you've got 2 out here. So you've got List, Von Kukler, and then we've also got 4 up here. Modal, and I think the other 3 are probably being activated. Now, I thought Modal was out there. Modal was in Hungary, but he's had to leave. What's happened to him then? Did we activate him? Have I put him in the wrong place? No, I think he went back there and we used him, didn't we? For another combat. I'm going to assume that I've done that correctly. It might be worth a look. Because it's possible that when I've took him out of command and said, right, he doesn't go back in there, I might have put him in there where he should have went in there, shouldn't he? I think I put him there and we used him again. I'm going to have a quick look back on that. Right, okay, I found that quite quickly. I don't know what I used him for, but I did put him back in there. And then he must have got used again in our combat. So I didn't look on to see, I did do it correct there. So, yeah, what we're doing, questioning, yeah, so all these are either, well, I think all these are being activated to be checked. Okay, so I'm just going to do the ones on the map first. So let's just do List first. Who's here? He's a 3. So I check if any of these are... None are dissident. I think the guy that was dissident is away now as well. He was in Turkey, wasn't he? I think. He was the only one, so none of these are dissident. So I've got List to look at here. And what's the other one? Von Kukler is going to be checked as well. I mean, List, well, I'm saying I don't mind losing. Well, to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing now. Because he did become slightly useful for our local offensive and the attack and Rough, and he would still be here, but... Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just realising now that I've reduced the armies in here, but... Did I have... No, I wouldn't have had the movement to do it. And they can't come into the Southern Front anyway. Well, not directly. Yeah, but, yeah, okay. Fine, just forget it, Grant. Right, so I'm going to do a list first. He's got a confidence of 3. There is a dissident marker. So, actually, maybe I don't want to do a list first then. If you're wanting rid of them. Because again, because there's only one dissident marker. Right, let's not do him first then. Do you want rid of him? I think so. Yeah, I think I probably would. So I'm going to do these first. I'm going to bring them down here actually. So I've got a confidence of the confidence number's the bottom one, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, and the modal's a 6. Remember, modal is a dissident, so well, he's got a dissident marker. I'm just looking at these as well, just to make sure none of these are dissident. No, they're not. Right. Okay. Right, so I've got the 4 markers there. So let's do these first. So I've got a 3 to check for, then a 4, then a 5, then a 6. I'll just do them in that order. So the first check is on a 3. This is Von Salmuth. He's a 4, right? So he's going to be dismissed. I need to find his card. Hands on Salmuth. Okay, so he's dismissed. Nothing happens when he is dismissed. Well, no special things anyway. His marker can go up there. And unfortunately, we get more unrest. So one more unrest up to 3, which knocks that down to 1, which takes that down to 0. Our fanaticism went from, what was it? That was up at 7, wasn't it? Okay, next one's going to be DeAngelis, who's got a confidence value of 4. Oh, he's rolled a 6. Oh no. So he's gone as well. I thought I was going to keep my 6 for Modal, because he's the only one. That's the only thing that can get him is a 6. We've not had much luck with that one. So he's gone. You can see he's not got a special effect either. So he goes up there. His markers up here too. Let's create another row. There's that many of them now. And again, unrest goes up by another 1. And actually, yeah, I'm still sticking by drawing more Black Orchestra cards. So that's another 2 Black Orchestra cards. But I feel like that's silly, and eventually Carlos is going to get to the bit where I talk about that and say, no, Grant, that just happens once, and that's it. There's nowhere in the rules that talks about reshuffling the Black Orchestra deck and doing it all again. So it's just to sort of, I'm not doing any harm. It's keeping myself right in case I've happened to miss something. Right, next one's going to be Rendelik, who's got a confidence of 5. And he rolls a 4, so that's okay. He's going to go back, so I can just, he's activated anyway, so I'll just take his marker back. Well, let's just check his card was activated. Rendelik, yeah, he's in the activated pile, so he's fine. And then finally, also being activated is Modal, who's got a confidence of 6, however, he's got a dissident marker, so yeah, if we roll a 6, he's gone. Here we go. Oh no! 3 times in the trot. In fact, no, that's 4 on the trot, isn't it? I rolled for Kesselring first, who's got a confidence of 6. We rolled a 6. He becomes dissident. I rolled for Modal next, who's a 6. Rolled a 6. He becomes dissident. I then rolled for Kesselring again at some point, who's questioned. Only a 6 would dismiss him. I rolled a 6, and I've just done the same for Modal. That's incredible. That's harsh. That's harsh. Well, this distant marker can go back now, so we've now got 2. Modal's gone, so there's his counter. And he's clearly one of the best generals available. There's his card. And nothing happens when he's dismissed. So Nothing to add there. Well, yeah, we'll chuck another unrest and we'll chuck another. Pretend that we're playing the Q thing again. Chuck another Black Orchestra card in there. Well, that's been harsh. That's been harsh. That die roll has just not went for me. Right, we've still got 2 out on the board now. So the Von Cooker's already got a dissonant marker as well. So I don't know what matter here. Right, let's roll for List first. He's a 3 confidence. Von Cooker's a 4 with a dissident marker. Okay, so List's a 3. Here we go. I'll roll the 2s. The one guy we probably wanted rid of is okay. So List, so his marker gets flipped back over. He's not questioned anymore. And then Von Kukler is a confidence of 4, but remember he's got a dissonant marker, so it needs to be less than a 4. And there's another one away, and he was good as well. Jesus. Ay, my. Hang on, what have I done here? Ah, there they are. Right. Just put these generals in the wrong bit. So Von Kukler's gone as well. He was another good general, although we got pushed back into planes, so he wasn't doing his thing. You can see his car's not got anything on it either. Dismissed. And now, well, we're going to have a vacancy out there. So that's another dissident marker that can go back in the pile as well. And there's Von Kukler's marker. And to finish things up, another unrest up to 3. That goes down to 0. That drops to 0. Now we can't go any lower. Oh dear. And however, we will have a vacancy here then where Von Kukler was. We just so wanted it the other way about. We wanted that guy to go on, didn't we? Yeah, nothing went very well there at all, does it? Right, now we've got vacancies. So there's 1, 2, 3 vacancies, I think. 1 in OB West, 1 in Belgium, Holland, and 1 in Romania, Bulgaria. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and I'm forgetting I'm going to... no. We've got that 4 there. Well, why don't we just put the 4... Well, mind you, the 4 is quite decent. I can use the 4 or somebody that's either in command or being activated with a 4 or higher, can't I? So let's look at the 4 or highers. And the 4 is a 5, is a 6, 4, 5, 4. Right, there's quite a few to choose from here that are activated. Then I've got this to fill. I just want to... Sorry, there will be West. I really just want to fill that with somebody that's not doing anything anyway. Well, is now your chance not... Is there anybody else up there? Bush does something. Kempf, I think, does something. Yeah, he needs to reduce armies, I think, doesn't he? Yeah, so he's working just now. Well, List, is now not your chance to move List into the OB box in the West? Because I'm not so sure we are... See, if I take a fanaticism hit and my fanaticism is... No, it says in the rules that it can't go any lower. I might just, forget about the local offensive. I think we're just wasting time. Or, we're going to take more hits if I carry an attack. My fanaticism is at 0 anyway. Why don't I just forget about the local offensive? Just defend in Munich here. It's in rough. I was talking about maybe having the local offensive here, or I was talking possibly about having it here. It's not going to work. We're going to lose the combats. This one would be more important. I'd really like to have been in Bucharest over Poste, because it's planes, but, Yeah, I'm just going to have to be honest, probably go back to Yugoslavia. Yeah, that's actually the better plan for me. I've already lost this resource. I'm assuming I've been tracking them right. We're down to 10, so hopefully it is something I'll look carefully at. I don't think I missed that. Yeah, so why not just get list out the way? In fact, you know what? I'm just going to do that. Because Walter Weiss is actually not that bad defending in rough, and he could actually go into Northern Italy. And let's place. Yeah, let's do it. Right, so I'm going to move List to take the vacancy in OB West, which creates a vacancy in Northern Italy. Right, so I've got Northern Italy, and I've got Romania, Bulgaria, which is pretty important too. That's defending plains, and then we've also got what also got have we? Belgium, Holland, which is defending in river. Yeah, okay. So one must stays in command basically. One Manstein's the other OB, Rommel's the other OB. So yeah, we can put List and Rommel out the way. And I've got Bush, Kempf, and Bush and Kempf, which are sort of doing something. Right, okay. So so 3 important vacancies to fill. It's either one of them's got to either be Walter Weiss or one of these activated ones. Right, let me have a look and see what's best for either this, and this. Right, right. In my activated generals, I've got 2. I've only got 2 that could go in the Western Front, and remember, 2 of these are in the Western Front. So, and these are the 2 guys. But hold on here. If I was to use Walter Weiss first, then I get at my 2s, and that gives me a lot more scope. I know putting a 2 as an AG head is a bit crazy, but I you know what? What would these 3s be? That's Soviet. Yeah, that one's doable as well. Okay. So the 2 that I've got that have been activated, this guy, control the power may change anyone, result in a grey die for a grey tank. There's not a lot of grey dice getting rolled either, is there? So he's sort of not any good. This one's good. And I'll tell you where this one's going to be. That's on the Soviet side. Damn it. I was thinking this would be the best place to put him, but like I say, I've only got 2 that can go over on the Western. So, well, it still cancels a tank roll. So I think I'm better putting him. See, that's in rough. This is in river. I think I'm better putting him in Belgium, Holland. And then he will be able to bring along one of the 2s as well as a leading general. Yeah, let's do that. So Eberhard von Mackensen defending an any. So he's in command in Belgium, Holland. And he's a seniority of 4, right? He was activated. However, our highest available is a 4. So as long as it's a 4 or higher, that's why. Right. So von Mackensen as back in, and he's going to take the vacancy in Belgium, Holland. Yeah, because the other guy, probably Walter Weiss is just in the Soviets. Reroll 1 die. He's good though. He's good. We could actually put him. Oh, what are you talking about, Grant? This is in planes. Yeah, stopping a tank in planes is good though. Damn it. Oh, stop. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. No, we've got a general for the west. We're fine. Sorry, for the east. I've got Henrique. Reroll up to 2 dice and access combat roll control player may choose. Yeah, that's good. That's good for here. Really good. So, well, you know, just chuck him in, Grant. I think so. Problem is, Northern Italy, it then means, yeah, that's a snag. It means I'm having to really use this guy if I want to try and do anything, and we're not rolling grey dice. Because I'm having to leave Walter Weiss. Yeah, and if I was able to put Walter Weiss out, I would then have access to these twos, and what to say, they're all useful for the Western Front combat. I mean, I know they're twos, but they're defending in any. And, you know, they've got an ability, so that would have been better in Northern Italy, but I can't get at that unless I use Walter Weiss. And he's defending in rough against the Soviets, which isn't any good there. So much for it going quick, Grant. You're going to be playing this. You're going to be playing this game in your next time off at work, I think. Never mind getting through another week. No, I suppose I could do that. Yeah, he's got to be 4 or higher, Grant. That's annoying. Well, he's going to be able to bring a leading general along, so I suppose. So, yeah, and there's no point spoiling Walter Weiss. He has to be less. When Walter Weiss is used, he has to be less than. Well, he's defending in rough. It's an actual fact. I don't think I'm going to be making the most of him. No, that's defending in rough. Yeah, you could put him in there. In the combat in Hungary. That's alright. Okay. Right, I'm going to use Hans Reinhardt from my activated generals to join the AG head in Northern Italy. I mean, yes, I need to be rolling grey dice for them, but I know. Needs must. You know, maybe we can. Yeah, didn't. Maybe we'll get a grey army coming along soon. Reinhardt, that's something else. But he is a 5, so, and he's a 5. Remember, my highest available was a 4, so it needs to be 4 or higher. So that is right. And then finally, yeah, I'm putting Henrique in here, and he's a 4. He was activated. I'm putting him in here, defending in any, because he's really good. Where's his marker? There he is. Right, so he's going in there. And he's back, he's in command, so this one was not used. He's going back and activated. So I didn't use any of my availables. So we've still got the 4 and then the 3 2s. Yeah, that's it. Right, and then you've got the chance to move somebody that's higher, but I think we're fine. That was sort of okay, I suppose. Could have worked out slightly better, but because Reinhardt's not really able to help. If I'd just had a grey army in there, that would have made me felt much better about it all. But anyway, but Henrique going in there is really good, and then the other guy was doing something, wasn't he? Mackinson. What was he doing again? Ah, he's cancelling a tank. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, although he would have been nice in there in the planes, we've got Henrique in there, so that's pretty decent as well, right? Right, 50 minutes. I'm probably just going to wind things up here, I think. We never got very far, did they? Right, acts as offensive. Well, I mean, I do have a local offensive, and I've spoken about this before. I did place the combat pawn in the first offensive, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the important note on page 19 on the Axis offensive segment says it is not obligatory to place all Axis combat pawns on the map, but if the head of OKW does not place at least one combat pawn, you must subtract one from the fanaticism value and discard the active military directive card. I'm assuming I can still say I'm not placing the pawn. My fanaticism's at 0, and if we look at fanaticism, it says rule 9. It says the fanaticism value may never be lower than 0 or higher than 9. Ignore all results that would cause it to be lower than 0 or higher than 9. So yeah, that sounds to me like that if I don't play this card, the card gets discarded, I'll reduce my fanaticism. Oh, can't do that. That's fine. So we're not really going to be penalised there. And I just don't want to play that local offensive. Yeah, I might... Well, to be honest, I might have to do it in the summer of 1945 if we got there, but... I don't know, the fact you're going to have to do it twice... Well, you're not necessarily going to have to do it twice. If I had succeeded with it, the first offensive, then it wouldn't be... The card would be away. So that would have been fine. So I'm actually going to do this. I think... Or should I think on it a bit more? Do we want to carry out a local offensive? Do we want to try and attack? Well, I mean, I've just put... What is it? Reinhardt? He needs to roll grey dice, doesn't he? It does actually work in attacking into any area, but we've not got any grey dice, so... Enrique was the other one. We get to re-roll both dice. But, like I've said, the combat cards... Have we got combat card number 1? Yeah, we do. So the best combat card in the deck is in the discard pile. If we attacked against the Soviets in 1944, they would defend with 1 reduction and 3 dice. And remember, this card's in the discard pile, so we're not going to draw this card. And we'd have to deal with this now, wouldn't we? Yeah, it'd been the next combat card we draw. So, but it's a reduction and they roll 3 dice. We would be rolling... well, we'd have to take a reduction. Can't stop that. So we'd be rolling 1 white dice. They'd be rolling 3. And we'd get to re-roll that 1 white dice. Take the next hit. And remember, guns only are 1 hit for us. It's silly. It really is silly, I think. And for the western side, if it was across here in northern Italy, 1944, them on defence, 2 air rolls, okay, that's irrelevant. They'd roll 3 dice as well. They'd also get an extra dice for that, and they'd also get an extra dice for the air naval control unit 1. So they'd be rolling 5 dice. And we'd be rolling 2 white dice, and this guy wouldn't help. And okay, I was forgetting Von Manstein would help here as well, but he's just going to re-roll the dice as well, isn't he? And that's what drawing the best card in the deck, in the combat deck. And like I said, it's in the discard pile, so I'm not going to draw it. So I'm going to, in the Axis offensive, I'm just going to deal with that now. I'm going to choose not to place a pawn. We discard this card. So I must go back to the military directed deck. Right, where was that? It was back in Axis offensive, wasn't it? You must subtract 1 from fanaticism value and discard the active military directed card. Yeah, it does say he must take that, so the only thing that in doubt in my mind there could be that maybe I'm not allowed to do what I've just done. It's possible. Again, is that another question you need to ask, Grant, before you move on, maybe? I might just ask it. It feels like so. It feels a bit daft, and I think I'm okay. So okay. So well, I'm going to. Yeah, let's just leave the marker in that box, just to remind me when I come back that just need to refresh things on. Was I allowed to get rid of that card the way I did because fanaticism's at 0? Am I forced? Am I forced to do the local offensive because I can't reduce that? Maybe. I don't think so. If fanaticism, we just read it and it does just say to ignore all results that would cause it to be lower than 0, and that says he must subtract 1 from the fanaticism value. You know what I'm saying? He must subtract 1. I think it's worthwhile asking, just to be sure. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, I'm going to call it a day there. I hope to get back tomorrow with another part. And my whole strategy and trying to move the game along, get it finished, failed miserably there, didn't it? A whole hour spent, and we go strategic warfare, movement, command, and then we're still wondering about our Axis offensive. Yeah, I figured it would just, I would say something and then just do what I've been doing anyway. So, okay, I will hopefully be back tomorrow. Cheers.